You're listening to The Bird Bath, presented by The Fountain Report. I'm your host, Ryan Leach. Welcome back to The Bird Bath. Each week, we scrape the surface of the news you need to know, so let's get into it. This week, our top story comes to you from our internal team and the team behind The Bird Bath, which is brought to you in conjunction with The Fountain Report. So the team behind The Fountain Report is Antelligence. And if you haven't had a chance to look at all of the different publications under the Antelligence portfolio, you're doing yourself a disservice. That's a complete sidebar. But let's get to the heated point about this. And the important point about this is that the new Enterprise Practice Directory was just released. It is an exclusive content piece for Fountain Report subscribers. It gives you deep insights of 16 data points on over 90 different US-based practice groups, and it's updated every single quarter. Previously, you were able to go in and look at the Enterprise Practice Report, which was the first version of this, which was a PDF download. But now, what they've done is updated this so it's actually a searchable, digestible, really dig your hands and teeth into the total report. If you haven't had a chance to look at this, it's bringing together a much deeper set of knowledge while also giving a really cool glimpse into what we're expecting to see. So premium subscriber-based version of the Enterprise Practice Directory will become available. It'll have additional data points, it'll have additional insights and analysis, and also in 2024, there's going to be a rollout of custom reports. If you aren't a Fountain Report subscriber, which, let's be honest, you should be, you also have the opportunity to purchase a static export of the directory for a flat fee. But let me tell you, when you look at the numbers, you're going to find a reason to stay with the Fountain Report. So make sure you check it out. For everyone that listens to both the Bird Bath and the Fountain Report, I think you're going to have a great opportunity to continue connecting the dots of the companies that we talk about here on the show, the different groups that you read about within the Fountain Report, and now an actual database that you can utilize to be able to dig deeper into where you want to grow your business. One of those businesses that is doing great things is Dechra. Dechra has appointed a new CEO. Jesper Nordengard has been announced as the new CEO for Dechra and is replacing the current CEO, Ian Page, who has now retired. Normally, I don't hit on a lot of these team movements, but I thought this was something incredibly interesting. First off, because of the history that Ian Page had within Dechra. He was at the company and was the CEO for the past 23 years, and he had a 42-year career in the animal health industry. Now, looking at the history of what Dechra was 23 years ago, Ian Page has been with the company, from my quick research here, all the way since they were listed back on the London Stock Exchange in 2000. He was with them as they went through acquisitions of different Danish brands, Florida-based Dermapet, Sussex-based Genetrix. He went through a sale of a lot of their services to Patterson in the US. He went through a private equity acquisition and quite a bunch of different things that existed throughout the time that Dechra's been around for just a little bit over 23 years. So incredible career. I not had the opportunity to meet Ian, but Ian, if you want to sit down, I would love to hear some stories about what you have seen throughout your time here. Now, the new CEO, Jesper Nordengard, is currently the Colgate-Palmolive North American president. And before that, he was the CEO of Hill's Pet Nutrition. So he's not a new person to the space and is coming to it with quite a bit of chops. So it'll be cool to see what Dechra does in the future. For all of our listeners that are from overseas, if you want to move here and bring your dog, make sure that you see the new rules. There are new rules for pets entering, or for dogs entering. There are new rules for dogs entering the United States that they must be at least 6 months old and microchipped to be able to reduce the spread of rabies. It's a new government rule that takes effect on August 1st. Dogs have to be vaccinated in the country that they've been from. They have to have microchips and they have to be at least 6 months old. The updates of this law, it was something that was temporarily in place since 2021, but the updates are going to apply to breeders, rescue groups, pets traveling to the U.S. Any dogs coming into the U.S. are now going to have additional restrictions placed upon them. There also are some additional requirements on where the pet had been previously, as if there's any blood testing or CDC-approved labs required based on where that dog was previously. So if you're planning to put your dog on maybe Bark Air is going to do an international flight. Make sure that you've got all of your records in place because the new rules are coming August 1st. Another system or another area where maybe there usually are a lot of rules, but in this situation there weren't as many, is around a special compound for feline infectious peritonitis. So there's a new pharmacy in New Jersey that's going to be compounding a drug that has been circulating a bit on the gray market, and it was available overseas, but was not available in the U.S. It doesn't have a great name, but let's go ahead and say it. GS441524 rolls right off the tongue. And it was produced by Gilead Sciences, but they never applied for the Food and Drug or the FDA administration's approval. And so a lot of cat owners were getting their hands on it and actually found it to be highly effective. It was then produced and created overseas by a company called Bova in the UK and Australia. And now Bova has partnered with Compound Pharmacy Stokes here in the US to announce that they are going to be offering that same medication. As I said, it's a bit of that legal gray area, so people weren't sure exactly what was going to be happening. But last week, the FDA announced that, and this is a quote, "It does not intend to enforce new animal drug approval requirements for products compounded from," here it comes, GS441524, when prescribed by a veterinarian for specific cat patients to treat FIP. So in other words, yeah, they're going to let you sell it, and they're going to let it be something that's going to be a major key to be able to save some lives of some felines out there. Now, it ties in with a story about another company that was producing a product. I'm going to butcher their name, and I hope this isn't it, but Mutian. There we go. I'm going to butcher their name, but let's hope this is what it is. Mutian Sciences, which is a foreign business from outside the U.S. They've been producing a drug that has been also proven to be effective for feline infectious peritonitis. They're now bringing to market what's called a new black market drug, and it's being marketed pretty heavily on Facebook. So it's a drug that's being called Muterol. It's coming out for feline chronic gingivostomatosis. Whew, got through that one. And it's characterized by ongoing inflammation in the mouth and can result in painful ulcers. Now, it's not a condition that is known to have a cure, and there's not a clear understanding of why it happens. But Mutian Sciences is, in some ways, it seems like perhaps trading on this effective drug for FIP to be able to get more people to take care of them with the Muterol. So keep your eyes open. Like I said, there's some legal gray areas, and perhaps it's making some companies a bit more emboldened. But if we hear some things that have happened, or if you've actually taken any of these or given them, I guess hopefully you haven't taken them, but if you've administered any of these, let us know. I'd love to hear your thoughts there or what your experiences were. And finally, it's time to put an old wives' tale to bed. There is a study from Texas A&M University unequivocally stating that purebred dogs aren't more disease prone. Texas A&M completed a survey of 27,531 dog owners and demonstrated that while certain breeds have a higher incidence of particular diseases, purebreds and mixed breeds are relatively equal in the overall frequency of health issues. Now, I bought into it. I, for a long time, thought that having some sort of a mixed breed was a great way to be able to reduce some of those chronic issues or certain issues or disease-prone issues that can come up. But from the research, the top 10 medical conditions were the absolute same between purebred and mixed breed dogs. So they were dental calculus, dog bites, extracted teeth, giardia, osteoarthritis, seasonal allergies, and ear infection. So there are the same things that are that are being difficult for all breeds of dogs, and it didn't show a highly elevated specific issue. Now, there are breeds, and I'm linking the full study here because I have to assume that they hit deep into this, but there obviously are breeds that have things that are bred into them for aesthetic purposes that do cause issues, whether it's breathing, rear hind leg issues, or additionals like that. But ultimately, the study came out and said purebred dogs aren't more disease prone. So let's put those to bed, and let's see if anyone has a different data set to counter that down the line. And for more on these and other stories, join us by subscribing to the Fountain Report. There's a link in the bio, and don't miss out on any episodes by subscribing and rating the show. For the Bird Bath, I'm Ryan Leach. See you next week.